Once upon a time, a young boy visited his grandfather during his summer holidays. The boy spent his days playing with his grandpa, who was always patient and kind. One afternoon, the boy asked his grandfather, "When I grow up, I want to be successful. Can you tell me how to achieve that?" The grandfather smiled and nodded. He took the boy to a nearby nursery where he bought two small plants. When they returned home, the grandfather planted one of the plants in a pot and placed it inside the house, while the other he planted outside in the garden. The grandfather then asked the boy, "Which of these plants do you think will grow better in the future?" The boy thought for a moment and then replied, "The one inside the house will grow better because it's safe from dangers, like strong sunlight, storms, and animals. The plant outside is at risk from all these things." The grandfather smiled and said, "Let's see what happens." The boy left with his parents at the end of the holidays, and years passed by. For years later, the boy returned to visit his grandfather. The first thing he said was, "Grandpa, last time I asked you for advice on how to be successful, but you didn't give me a clear answer. Can you tell me now?" The grandfather smiled again and said, "Sure, but first, let's go see the plants we planted years ago." He led the boy to the place where the plant in the pot was kept. They found that it had grown into a small tree, confined by the pot, with limited branches and roots. Then, they went outside to look at the other plant. To the boy's amazement, it had grown into a huge, strong tree with wide-spreading branches that provided shade to passers-by. The grandfather then asked the boy, "Tell me, which plant grew more? Which one is more successful?" The boy replied, "The one we planted outside is much bigger. But how is that possible? It must have faced so many dangers, yet it grew so large." The grandfather smiled and explained, "Yes, the plant outside faced many challenges, but those challenges also gave it the freedom to spread its roots as deep as it wanted. The storms and the sunlight made its roots stronger. Now, it's so strong that even a big storm can't harm it." The grandfather continued, "What I want to tell you is this. If you always choose the comfortable path, you won't be able to grow as much as you can. But if you're ready to face the world, there's no goal you can't achieve. Don't see problems as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow stronger and more successful." The boy took a deep breath, looking at the towering tree, and understood his grandfather's words. The obstacles that seem like enemies in life are actually what make us stronger and help us succeed. "Life is like a grand adventure," the grandfather said. "It's filled with twists and turns that might seem like they're blocking your path. But think of these obstacles as puzzles to solve. Just like in a game, the fun part is figuring out how to overcome challenges. Each hurdle you face is a chance to learn, grow, and become even stronger."